hearing this mid-season finale is a lumper. What can you share with us?
Well, the big plot of the episode is my dad is getting married. So he has his wedding, and with his wedding comes a lot of other things. Me and the four girls are faced with a challenge by A, and it's all individually. So we have certain tasks that we have to complete, which aren't the best things to do. So we're trying to figure out how to handle it without destroying, our friendships, our family lives, that whole thing. So yeah.
I'm guessing the tasks are designed to do that.
Yep.
Humiliate and just throw wedges.
Well, A is always about humiliating us and trying to destroy our lives.
And so, we hear in season 2B, you girls are pinned against each other. What's that like?
It's great. I think it's so much fun. We get to play. You've seen us as such a tight-knit group, and recently we've been having our own storylines, and we're not always together all the time, which is really cool. And yeah, in season 2, the second half, we're a little bit separated for a bit.
What's going to come of the whole Kate situation? That's a big focal point, I guess, of the wedding.
Oh gosh. I don't know. I hope that Kate just leaves. She just makes Hannah's life so miserable. But yeah, she's just gonna have to deal with her and all of her antics and her trying to make her father just disown her. That's what I feel like she's doing. So she's gonna try and deal with that, and now having a new stepsister and stepmom, she's a lot on the plate.
There was slight confusion about whether or not you're going to be involved in a love triangle or not.
I think there's always going to be a possibility of a love triangle, but I think for now, Caleb and Hanna are going to be an item. But there is always Lucas, so Lucas is always going to be in the background. We'll see what happens with that.
I'm sorry, you've done so many interviews now, I forget who we've asked already, but have we asked you yet about the Halloween episode? Okay, could you talk about that and what you did to do?
Yeah, so we did a Halloween episode, a special thing for ABC Family, and it's all in a flashback. So it's before Allison disappeared, she was killed. It was before all of that. So you get to see characters like Ian and Melissa and Jenna when she could see everything. There's so many things that go on, and there's a lot of clues as to who A is and what happened to Allie that night. There's a lot of different people that come in very quickly for a short amount of time in the episode who have a big impact with the whole murder Allison situation. So it's a very good episode. It's really scary, and it can get you a lot of information.
Hanna had a great issue before, so this is a prequel. Did they patch you at all?
Oh yeah, I worked that too.
Can you talk a little bit about what that was like?
Well, being in a fat suit is awesome, but not when it's midsummer and I'm outside and I have to wear it for a week straight, for all hours of the day. Because usually I can take it off because I'm only in it for a certain scene in an episode. But since it was on flashback, I had to wear it for 7 days, and it was hot. I was sweating the whole time. It was so gross. But I love playing that character. She's my favorite to play.
And then a Halloween costume over that?
Oh yeah. And you will love it. I kind of pitched to the producers what I wanted to be and what I thought Hanna would want to be, and it's like spot on. It's so funny. It's gonna be really cool.
What can you tell us about where your character goes when you guys come back in January?
I think we're just all in a bad situation. We don't really go anywhere necessarily as far as, the last episode, we're caught in a really bad situation. So it just takes off from there. And we have certain things that we have to deal with, and us not really getting along doesn't help much. And I think all of our family lives are kind of just, they'll change definitely after this last episode.
Are you involved in the mud scene?
Maybe.
Did you have as much fun with that as Lucy seemed to?
It was like one of the best nights, and it was probably 3 a.m. and digging in the mud was awesome.
Fashion is such a big part of the show. Can you talk a little bit about Hannah's style and how it compares to yours?
Yeah, Hannah is very fashiony. She always has the latest trends, and she's in heels and dresses and that kind of thing. I'm more of darker colors. My closet's like black, white, gray. That's it. A lot of jeans and boots, and I wear heels, but not as much as Hannah. And Hannah's very colorful and flowers and all that. And that's not really my style.
Are we ending the season on a cliffhanger, and is it on par with cliffhangers in the past?
Yep, a huge cliffhanger, and when we come back in January, you'll see where it takes you, but big cliffhanger.
What's on your iPod right now?
I just got the new Jay-Z and Kanye West CD, and it's amazing. I love both of them. So I have that. I have Nicki Minaj. I like rap.
Do you have any specific tracks on the playlist?
Not really. I mean, I've only been listening to the CD, so I like all the songs on it. I just bought it, and that's all I listen to.
Would you describe Hannah's situation with now being involved with the A and the blackmail and all the different things they've had to go through, that maybe this has been the making of Hannah? She was just like your typical teenager, worried about her looks and her popularity, but having to be confronted in this situation and challenged by it, she seems to have grown a lot stronger. Mm-hmm. So in which sense, some of the other girls seem a little more tormented, but for Hannah, I think she stepped up. How do you think that has evolved for her as a character?
Yeah, I think this whole situation has made her so much stronger. Before, when you first saw her in season 1, she was just getting over, kind of transforming herself into this new person. So I don't think she was comfortable with herself at that moment, and she kept trying to be someone that she's not. And I think as soon as this whole A thing came about, she had too much to worry about, and I think it was more of, let go of what you look like, and she still cares, but she's more down to earth, and she's more accepting of everybody, and she knows that, she only has limited people that she can trust, and I think it's really made a difference in her, and she is a lot stronger. She has a lot of challenges to face, and, she has family issues as it is, and I think out of all the girls, I think she's progressed the most.
What was it like to shoot that scene with Allison in Dr. Sullivan's office?
It was really creepy. We had this director, Dean. He directed the episode. We've never had him before. And I get there, and I just have so much dialogue in that scene. And for me, I learn my lines a couple minutes before I do the scene, just because it's easier for me. But, we usually have rehearsal, and then you block it, and then you shoot it. So I get on set, and he's like, all right, let's do it. I'm like, what? No! Oh my gosh. I was like, okay. He's like, are you ready to do it, Ashley? I was like, yeah. Hope I know what my lines are. I have a little bit of photographic memory, so that kind of helps. But he threw us into that scene, and I think it was great because we were so vulnerable, and I was literally just so in the moment. And Sasha too. She's such a great actress, and I love Annabeth. It was great. It was very creepy. I loved how it turned out.
Do you think your self-training helped with that?
Yeah, I got on there when I was 13, so I had to learn lines very fast. And I mean, I could have 80 pages for one day. I had that because I had 3 episodes one day, and I was just like, wow. So I come to TV for an episodic, and I have a couple lines a day. But I think those are the hardest to memorize because I'm just like, I'll have one line in the scene, just like, what is that line? What is that line? Because I'm just so used to having so much. But the soap definitely helped me.
So who do you think A is?
I don't know. I have some people that I have in mind, but I always say that I want it to be one of the 4 girls. I think that'd just be such an interesting twist. And
So out of the 4, who do you want it to be?
I think it could be Spencer because she's smart enough to make sure everything goes well. But yeah, I think Spencer would be a good candidate.
Okay.
What would you like to see from your character going forward after the mid-season finale?
I just want to see how she handles her family life. There's so many things that have changed for her now, and with her dad and that whole situation, she wants her mom and dad to get back together, and I just want to see where that all goes and how she's going to handle Kate. I want to see how the friendship of the girls progresses, and Caleb as well, because who knows if he'll move to California or not. I hope not. But.
What do you think of the show past the A mystery? Any thoughts?
If what?
If A has to be found out at some point, the mystery has to be solved, what do you think will happen to the show after?
I think it'll wrap up. I think that's what everybody's trying to figure out, and I think once that's out, it'd be kind of cool just to end there. And I always thought that they should do a spin-off of Allison before everything happened, and just kind of do that deal. But yeah, I think that once it's done, I think it would wrap up. But then we said that we'd want to do a movie. But we'll see.
Well, a twist on who might turn out to be A. Who do you think will be the first to find out who A is?
Interesting. I think all four of us would probably find out together, or one of us would get a text message, or we'd have to go to a certain place and, I don't know, dig something up. I don't know. But I think all four of us would probably find out at the same time.
Do you think she's ready to start telling more of her secrets to Caleb, trying to bring him more into her life as opposed to keeping it at a distance?
I think so, but she always has to be careful with that kind of thing, because she can trust Caleb. I know that she can trust Caleb, but there's just certain things that you don't want to tell him because you don't want him to run away. So with all this drama that she has to deal with, and just because it's kind of hard to believe that someone's torturing them and making them do certain things, I wouldn't believe it. So I think she tries to keep that as separate as possible, because she finally found someone that she really loves, and she doesn't want to bother them with it.
Is she afraid of what might happen if she doesn't tell him and he finds out later and he'll feel betrayed by the fact she didn't trust him?
Yeah, that could definitely be a possibility. That's the hard part, though, because I think that she really does want to tell him. I think at some point she will, but for now, I think she's too scared to really let him know everything that's going on.
Does Caleb's relationship with his mom change him, or his relationship with Hanna?
It doesn't change him. I think it would make him and Hannah's relationship stronger, because he now has, he knows who his mom is, and he wants to share everything with her, and he goes and spends time with her, and comes back, and I want to know everything that happens, and I think whatever he'd want, he should do. If he wants to be with his family, he'd be with his family. Yeah, that would sacrifice our relationship, but I think Hanna cares about him so much as a person that she wants him to be happy.
One more question?
Were you in the 209 Hollis scene? I just had a question about that.
In the what?
It says 209 Hollis, so I didn't know what that meant.
I may or may not have been.
Someone wanted to know how many takes it took to get that scene. So,
honestly, I'm so bad at that stuff. Like, when you guys ask me what we filmed,
okay.
It's like,
I didn't know either, so I thought.
No, I don't know.
Maybe that was something really specific.
It could have been.
So someone else had the last one.
Maybe that's a clue. Maybe I should pay attention.
So you started working at a really young age. These girls have a lot of freedom. Can you relate to this character, or you're more responsible than she is?
Oh yeah, actually, I don't know. I went through my phase definitely being irresponsible, but I just grew up really fast for my age. I think that Hanna and them are still, I think they're mature, but they still have a lot to kind of deal with and grow into their own person, and I think this whole thing just kind of stunts all of that, because they're facing all these challenges, and yeah, but yeah, I'm nothing like Hanna.